My name is Rokkers, and I would like to be your one-stop shop for all the latest film and fragrance. I'm going to start off this one by saying the fragrance that I paired with this film is far better than the actual film. It's called The Gorge. I'm not going to lie, I turned it off halfway through because it actually made me so upset. It's making me even more upset that it seems like everybody that's watched it has really liked it. I must have been in a bad mood. I must have missed something because I honestly thought it was like the Annihilation film, but a light version by Alex Garland. Such a better job of teaching this lesson of sort of nature, humanity, and war, and how humanity can corrupt itself, but how nature will always ultimately win over. That's not... I don't know if that's what The Gorge was trying to say. Maybe it is. Maybe they just got lost halfway through. Let's take it back. So it stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Sigourney Weaver, Miles Teller. It is produced by Miles Teller, and that will be important. Two undercover agents have been appointed as the new seers for this thing called the Gorge. What is the Gorge? As one of the characters said, it is the entrance to hell. You know, what is down there? They have just been told that for the next 365 days, they have to watch the Gorge, make sure nothing comes out, and make sure that they never leave their post. I thought that was intriguing. I'm not gonna lie, the first 10 minutes of the film, I was like, sold. Then we get an hour in. I didn't think that anybody could do Anya Taylor-Joy so dirty as they did her in this movie. How can you make one of the most stunning women in the world give her some raggedy, chopped up, straight out of the packet, shake and go wig and plop it on her head? And why is it that the only European nations that apparently can have secret agents are Russian or Lithuanian or Eastern Europe? Like, she is European. She is from Spain. Do they not realize that Spain is in Europe? Why couldn't she just talk in a normal accent? Better yet, why couldn't she just be bilingual and speak in her Spanish accent? I guess she is bilingual. She does say Lithuanian in the film. But you know, like, she knows another language. She knows several other languages. Why couldn't you pick one of the 5 that she knows? And it was so dirty. Miles Teller's character comes along. He is the one who we're supposed to be seeing the point of view of. He is our way into the story. And it is very obvious to me that he was a producer on this film because they had him in some tasty shots. He was looking very fine. I was like, why is she looking real ragged up and torn up and in this shake and go wig, and why he looking tasty? Something not right here. And then I saw at the end of the film he was a producer, and I was like, you produced yourself to look that way. You produced yourself into a half nude scene. An hour in the film, we formed this bond together, I guess. They had less chemistry than Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart did by the end of Breaking Dawn Part 2, because you could tell they were done by then. How did you come across to meet each other with these chemistry reads? Or have you purely put Anya Taylor-Johnson in this film for the draw of her name because you thought it was going to bomb? And it's not like it's a hard film to digest. I'm just going to ruin it because I hated it that much. They find out that there's some secret military base that has exploded, and there's a biochemical weapon that was down there that now has taken over all of the troops that were sent down there and turned them into these beings that have morphed into parts of the earth, are now no longer human. They're just like one big sentient being. And I thought the visual effects were really good, but you can tell that they wanted to get as much screen time out of it as possible because it's not like they just do a small cut and then cut something else. They linger on it for quite a long time. I guess they gotta get their money's worth. But for a near 2-hour film, it did the one rule of cinema where you're supposed to show, not tell. I felt like it spent an hour telling us that these two people were madly in love with each other, but they have played up that both of them are complete loners, never had anything to live for, so will never be able to fall in love. What the fuck? And thank God for Sigourney Weaver. There's so much plot armor in every single scene. They're supposed to be these very well trained, very highly organized military personnel. But my God, do they slip and fall and end up in the worst situations? I'm like, how did either one of you survive out in the real world? Because right now, every 5 minutes, you slip and fall into something else. And then you want to put bombs in the mix? I'm clumsy. I fall less than them. And I turned the film off when I was 30 minutes to the end. And I was like, this can wait till tomorrow because I'm not watching this. Just gotten to the part where she gets kidnapped by one of these things that are out in the gorge. And I was like, I've still got 45 minutes to go. I feel like they could have cut out the hour-long love story. I was not involved in that. Anytime a film has to do a montage, beware. They showing you a lot of nothing if they do in montages. You know the best montage in the world? First 5 minutes of the movie Up. That's called show, not tell. You don't need an hour to show me a love story. Come on. Up did it better. If I'm telling you that cartoon movie did it better, then you need to get your stuff together. It was not the one. I've seen Anya Taylor-Joy have more chemistry with a goat. Put it that way. No offense, Miles Teller, but it just seemed like she was struggling. It seemed like they were like really good friends on the entirety of the set. Like they were constantly cracking joke with each other because otherwise I don't know how either one of them would bear it. The fragrance that I thought would complement it well, purely because of the darkness of the film and the majority of it being happening at night. I chose Acro's Night. Acro is the company made by Oliver Cresp. Oliver Cresp is the famous perfumer who has done countless number of perfumes for countless number of companies. My favorite one that he did was Yum Pistachio Gelato for KLE. He is also known for many, many others. Some of the companies that he's worked for range from Dolce & Gabbana to Saint Laurent to Victoria's Secret to Goldfield and Banks to Jean-Paul Gaultier. Isaac Mizrahi. Night was released in 2018. It is a spicy, woody fragrance. It's supposed to have notes of saffron, cumin, algarose, and oud. It's a bit of a, I gotta be careful with this one. Cumin can have like a scent of sweat and a bit of funkiness, which I think is the reason why people like Santal 33, the sort of funky, sort of can't quite put your finger on it, cumin smell, earthy, and it's the oud. It's sort of like animalistic as well. The way that Oliver Cresp does his fragrances, he manages to get things out of notes that other perfumers can't, and it's a sexy, oudy rose fragrance with that little bit of spicy saffron in the background that is very hard to pull off. But if you can, it's something that I think other people will draw to you and find very sexy. I think a lot of people have a problem with that cumin note because it can be very funky. But I think if you can get past that, I think you've got a fragrance that you will love.